Once upon a time, in the peaceful city of Stockholm, Sweden, a little girl named Greta Thunberg was born on January 3, 2003. From her earliest years, Greta was not like most children. While others were carefree, Greta would stare out the window, lost in thoughts, worrying about the world, the animals, the oceans, and the skies. When Greta was just 8 years old, she learned about climate change in the school. It was supposed to be another science lesson, but to her it felt like a nightmare. How could the planet be in danger, yet no one seemed to care? That question would change her life forever. Greta began to study everything she could about the environment. The more she learned, the more frightened she became. Soon that fear turned into determination. Greta was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism, but she called it her superpower. It gave her the ability to focus deeply and see things others ignored. Her mother, a famous opera singer, and her father, an actor, saw their daughters growing distressed. Greta even stopped eating for days because she could not understand why the world was not doing enough. Her parents then decided to stand with her, changing their own habits. They avoided flights and living more sustainably. In August 2018, when she was just 15, Greta decided to act. She painted a cardboard sign that read School Strike for Climate and sat alone outside the Swedish parliament. People walked past her, some ignored her, some smiled, and some criticized her. But she stayed silent, determined, and brave. One girl's lonely protest became a global movement. Students across the Europe, then across the world, joined her strike. They called it Fridays for Future. Greta became the voice of generation that refused to inherit a dying planet. Soon Greta's voice echoed across the world. She spoke at the United Nations, the European Parliament, and the World Economic Forum. Her famous words shook the world. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. She did not seek fame or applause. She only wanted the truth to be heard that the planet was dying and action was urgent. Despite being mocked and criticized by some leaders, Greta never backed down. Calmly and firmly, she kept reminding the world listen to the science, listen to the science. As Greta grew older, her understanding for justice expanded beyond climate. She realized that climate justice and human rights are deeply connected. You cannot fight for the planet while ignoring the suffering of its people. When the humanitarian crisis in the Palestine and Gaza were worsened, Greta stood up once again, this time for the oppressed. She joined rallies in Stockholm carrying banners that read, Stand with Gaza, and no one is free until Palestine is free. On her social media, she shared a messages like, Week 270, today we strike in solidarity with Palestine and Gaza. The world needs to speak up. Her stance was clear silence in the face of injustice is complicity. The Flotilla for Gaza. In June 2025, Greta took her activism to a new level. She joined the Freedom Flotilla Coalition, a mission to deliver humanitarian aid to Gaza and challenge the ongoing blockade. She joined another flotilla, the Global Samud Flotilla, a convoy of over 40 boats sailing from ports across Europe. Even after being detained and expelled, she stood strong, saying, We will keep coming back until the world acts. No blockade can stop compassion. Her support for Palestine brought global praise but also criticism. Some accused her of bias. Greta responded calmly Standing for Palestinian rights is not hatred, it's standing for humanity. She reminded everyone that justice must be universal for the climate, for people, for all life on the earth. From a shy schoolgirl sitting alone outside the parliament to a global symbol of courage, Greta Thunberg has proven that one person's voice can echo across continents. She has inspired millions not only to protect the environment, but to defend the human dignity everywhere. Greta Thunberg's story is not just about climate change, it's about compassion, courage, and conscience. She reminds us that silence is never an option when people and the planet are suffering. Greta continues her fight not for the fame, not for the awards, but for a world where every child can breathe clean air, drink water, and live in peace. Her journey is a reminder that even one voice, if truthful and brave, can change the world.